Sylvester Stallone starring as a gangster is the main appeal of Tulsa King, but recent episodes reveal that Dwight Manfredi, his character, is far from a typical mobster. Functionally speaking, Dwight is every bit the gangster. He controls various criminal activities, commands respect and fear throughout Tulsa, and asserts his authority over those around him. He may act like a gangster, but a closer look reveals Dwight is different from a traditional mob boss. One telling moment in particular, shared with Tyson played by Jay, will at the end of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 7, highlights just how unique he is. Tyson made a significant error by going after Bill Bevilaqua, portrayed by Grillo. Acting hastily, he attacked Bill without waiting for Dwight to gather solid proof and ended up targeting the wrong individual. Tyson's mistake wasn't just a blunder, it sparked the gang war in Tulsa King Season 2, even if Tyson isn't solely responsible for the conflict. This costly mistake resulted in unforeseen consequences, with Jimmy the Creek Glen Gould becoming the first casualty by the end of Episode 8. Despite these serious ramifications, Tyson received only a mild reprimand. Dwight's lenient approach is unusual for someone in his position. Though Tyson made a huge error by attacking Bill Bevilaqua without permission, Dwight forgave him with surprising ease. He reminded Tyson that he's part of a family and assured him of their support, even when you're wrong. Dwight's reaction to Tyson's actions makes it clear he's not just a mob boss, he's more than a gangster. A traditional crime boss might have ordered Tyson's death for defying direct orders and inciting a gang war. In most crime organizations, family is just a word they throw around, but Dwight truly cares about his group like they're his own family. The Manfredi family in Tulsa King serves as a perfect example of how mob families are often families in name only. In Season 1, we learn that while Dwight was serving a 25-year sentence for murder, Pete Manfredi Peterson went so far as to place a hit on Dwight to keep him from talking. This betrayal is a stark contrast to how Dwight treats his own crew. While the Manfredis quickly turned on Dwight when they thought he might betray them, Dwight readily forgave Tyson for his blunder, even though Tyson's actions led to a violent gang war. Even though Sylvester Stallone does a convincing job as a gangster, it's Dwight's moral complexity that gives Tulsa King its emotional depth. By focusing on a man who's striving to build a true family instead of a standard criminal empire, Tulsa King and Stallone deliver powerful and heartfelt scenes. Playing Dwight has allowed Stallone to showcase some of his most vulnerable acting in recent memory. The show itself has also been able to delve into the theme of redemption, with Dwight attempting to leave behind his dark past and create a new family after experiencing deep betrayal. Dwight's strong emotional bond with his gang is one of the factors that make Tulsa King compelling as the series progresses. Many viewers likely tuned in expecting to see Stallone in a role that includes classic gangster tropes, delivering ultimatums, ordering hits, and exuding power. And while the crime-filled moments certainly draw people in, it's the emotional connections that truly engage us with Dwight's character. His bond with Tina Tatiana Zappardino and his sense of responsibility toward his gang make us care about him in a way we might not for a typical mobster. Without Dwight's unique values and motivations, Tulsa King wouldn't stand out nearly as much. Dwight's position as more of a father figure than a mob boss not only gives Tulsa King heart but also distinguishes it from other modern gangster dramas. Plenty of gangster shows have emerged since the early 2000s, from The Sopranos to The Penguin, yet most treat family as a source of tension, if not outright betrayal, rather than as something positive. For instance, Tony Soprano had to deal with his cousin Chris, who created major problems for their organization and was eventually eliminated due to his disloyalty. While Dwight does face challenges with his family, the show presents these moments in a much different way than most gangster stories would. Tina is portrayed not as a burden but as a major source of joy and inspiration for Dwight, and unlike other mob bosses, Dwight would do anything to keep her in his life. Similarly, his willingness to forgive Tyson shows a level of compassion that few TV crime bosses would exhibit. Whereas figures like Oswald Cobblepot or Nucky Thompson might respond ruthlessly, Dwight's forgiving nature shines through. Perhaps the closest character to Dwight is Tommy Shelby in Peaky Blinders, but even that series lacks the warmth Tulsa King brings to the table. Following the events of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 8, there are only 2 episodes left. With his feud against Bill Bevilaqua and his plan to confront Jackie Ming Rich Ting looming large, Dwight will undoubtedly be tested further. As tensions escalate, Dwight risks losing more members of his gang, and his bond with Tyson foreshadows how deeply such losses would affect him. Dwight's gang means as much to him as his daughter Tina does, and he's willing to go to extreme lengths to protect or avenge them. There's a chance Cal Thresher Neil McDonough may try to reason with Bill Bevilaqua, seeing as Jackie was largely responsible for starting the gang war. This could open the door to a potential truce, but with Jimmy the Creek's death weighing heavily on Dwight's conscience, he might be unwilling to make peace. However, Dwight's willingness to negotiate will likely depend on the well-being of his crew, as he may prioritize their safety over vengeance. While it's uncertain what Dwight will decide regarding Bill Bevilaqua, Jackie Ming's fate seems more predictable. Jackie has inflicted immense harm on Dwight's gang, from injuring Mark Michael Beach with a car bomb to inciting Tyson's ill-fated attack. Jackie's continued actions will likely endanger Dwight's gang, pushing him closer to the edge. As Season 2 of Tulsa King reaches its climax, we may see Dwight abandon his calm, calculated demeanor in favor of a more aggressive approach. Although Sylvester Stallone may appear as a hardened gangster on the surface, it's Dwight's role as a family man that makes Tulsa King exceptional. This isn't just a series about crime and power, it's a story of a man trying to atone for past mistakes and create meaningful bonds. Dwight's journey, filled with fierce loyalty, personal redemption, and emotional growth, offers something unique in the crime genre. As he navigates the dangers of Tulsa's criminal underworld, Dwight's commitment to his family proves to be as formidable as any weapon.